Hello teachers, I'm Mai from R&D team at Pantado, and today in this video I will introduce to you about our updated placement test package, and I will guide you how to use these updated materials. As you may already know, this package includes lessons for the demo classes. These lessons allow students to experience our teaching approach, and after that we can assess students' levels and recommend the most suitable programs for them. So demo classes are very important because a positive experience can encourage students to continue with the long-term learning at Pantado. This video includes two main parts. First, I will give you an overview about the placement test package, and the second one, I will instruct you how to use these materials. So now let's move on to the first part, overview. The package includes 14 lessons designed for different age groups and proficiency levels, so students can get chance to experience a variety skills in each lesson like listening, reading and writing, speaking. So next, I will talk about the lesson structure. We have different groups of age. The first group is level 0. So for students at the age of 5 to grade 1 and grade 2, we use level 0 materials. These are very suitable for beginners who are just starting with English. This lesson focuses on two topics, numbers and colors. Students also learn basic sentences and vocabulary, and there's a game to make lesson more interactive and fun. The next age group is primary and secondary school. So for primary and secondary students, the lessons include four main parts. The first part is speaking. So for primary school, we have 5 questions. For secondary school, we have 3 questions in speaking. The next part is vocabulary and grammar with 6 questions. And we already make this part like a game. The next section is listening with 4 questions, reading with 5 questions, and the last is writing with 5 questions. Next group is high school. So for high school students, the structure of the lessons is the same with the secondary and primary school students. So we all also have 4 main parts, speakings, vocabulary and grammar, listening, and the last part is reading and writing. So we have 3 questions in speaking. We have 6 questions in vocabulary and grammar. For listening, we have 4 questions and reading and writing, each part with 5 questions. So in this group, we don't have any games anymore. The last group is adults. So for adults learners, we have 3 levels, basic, developing, and expanding. So these lessons contain experiential learning with simple topics and skills. So as you can see, for level 0 and adult lessons, we don't give scores. These lessons focus more on teaching and then evaluating our suitability. We only give scores for level 1 till level 10. The next part is instruction. So now I will guide you through how to use the placement test materials. So I will walk through directly the file you use when you're running the demo classes. Okay, so you will receive a file like this. So the first step you have to do is click on the file and then you select make a copy. Let's make a copy. So now you have your own copy and you will use this copy long term for all your demo classes. So look at the file. So we have the first sheet is instruction. So you will find basic steps on how to use the materials here in this sheet. So let's move on to the next sheet. We have test. So here you'll find the links to all our lesson files. Please download all of them for long-term use. And in this sheet, you also see that which tasks match different ages and levels, which have you make an initial choice. For example, a grade 4 student may start with level 2. However, during the speaking section or the warm-up part, if you notice the student have a lot of difficulties in answering the simple questions, you will be flexible to move down 1 or 2 level for that student. So with this student, you can move to level 1. And if you feel that he's or she is very quick, you can move it to level 2, to level 0. Okay. So the next sheet is test results. This is where you record student scores during or after the demo lesson. Please remember that you just fill only in the yellow cells. The sheet is already divided into 3 age groups. We have primary, secondary, and high school. So please fill in the right areas for students. So first, let's score speaking skill. You will see different criteria and you just simply mark an X for appropriate level. For example, here, for the first criteria, you fill the X on the 3 point. And you will continue to do with the other criterias. Here, and you can see that when you already complete all the criteria, the speaking skill score of the student will appear in this cell. Next is the listening. You will enter the number of correct answers in the yellow box here. If the student have 3 correct answers in listening, you will write here 3. And then you will see the listening score of the student here, 8 points. For vocabulary and reading and grammar and writing, you will do the same. Each section has 8 questions in total, as you know. So here, for example, if the student has 3 correct answers in vocabulary and 3 correct answers in reading, so you will type here 6. And then do the same with the grammar and writing. If the student has 2 correct answer in grammar and 3 correct answer in writing, so you will type here 5, right? Okay, so now you already have the scores for all the section of the lessons for the students here. And you will also see the overall score of the student in this cell. Finally, you will click on the level test and select the level you already used in the demo class. For example, if you used level 2, just choose level 2 and then the suitable curriculum will appear in this cell. Can you see? So you can see that there are 2 options for these students. And in this case, please prioritize the international curriculum for it. For example, these students, you will choose movers. Okay, so let's move to the next sheet. We have teaching guideline. Here, you will find clear instructions for how to run the lessons, especially with the games. So please take a moment to review this before you teach, okay? The next step is to report the demo result to the consultants. First, let's fill in your personal information and demo class details. And then, if the demo class is successful, you will enter student score and feedbacks using the result form. So let's start with the first section as speaking. You will enter the score and then comments for three criteria. So for example, here we have the student with 6 out of 10. You will write here 6 or 6 out of 10. And then you give comments in grammar and speaking, pronunciation, and vocabulary. And then you will do the same for listening, vocabulary and reading, grammar and writing. After that, you will choose the suitable materials that students can learn here. Okay, so we also have one part is supplementary teaching material can students learn. So in this part, it's not compulsory to fail, but in case you see that student has a lot of difficulties in studying grammars, you can choose a grammar program for the students. Okay. So yeah, that's it. You've now completed the demo result report for your student. So I've just gone through all the key points of the placement test package. Thank you for listening, and I hope that you will have highly effective classes with Pandado's students. Thank you for watching.